maybe I could have your thoughts on Chiggy.
See, I've unboxed mine, seen the quality, which is absolutely 10 out of 10, superb. Even the cardboard box is 10 out of 10.
Morning bike fans. Today we're going to fit Chiggy. Going to strip the bike down and show you how to do it. This is a 1300 GS. It's really easy. Follow along through the whole of the video. There's even stuff at the back here towards the end when I attach the camera that you need to see. So just follow along. So start off by taking these panels off. As you pull off. And then you have to take the what I call the ears off, which are actually quite tricky.
I take this off first myself.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, you're a smart ass, aren't you? So I'll do what you say, Richard. This is a team effort. I've done it before. I've done it my way. And Richard is actually right. This is...
And you can do it on your own, but I'm just helping you.
Yeah, it's easier.
Just because I'm here.
But if you're on your own and you undo this last bolt, leave the other one tight and then secure your screen. Because what actually happens is...
the screen will fall off.
Exactly. And then you'll be screaming, ah!
Scratched it.
Scratched it. Thank you. Stick that somewhere safe. Over there with all my other shit.
And these things just come off.
Just
like
pull
that.
off.
Pull
Yep.
off.
Exactly. Then the ears come off. I call them ears. What's the official word for them, Rich?
Ugly bits.
Ugly bits. Yeah, fuck. Fuck ugly bits. Right. So, bit tricky. When I first undid these, the brass nut came out.
Just 2 screws, aren't they, to come out. But more interesting bit is how to get this out of here, because that took me a bit of time to work out, because it's got a hook on it.
There is a knack to that.
I twist mine that way and then lift it up and it unhooks it.
Okay, I go that way and I pull.
Okay.
So
yeah, all right.
Basically,
let's show that hook. It's got like a little hook that holds it in there. So if you tilt
it, tilt it that way and disengage it, it's out.
Yeah,
but hot tip, when you go to be careful. This has come out of there. Don't lose that. You'll be pissed off. When you go to put these back in, grab a bit of silicone spray and silicone spray that, because then when it goes back in, it goes in lovely and it comes out easier and that grommet stays in place. So now we come to the fun bit. Seat off. Now we've already undone the cable because the cable's tricky to get off.
The heated seat cable, is it?
Yeah, the heated seat cable. You're probably seeing a load of wires here. You might be thinking, what the hell's he done? Well, when we had all the worry about the lithium, we put a permanent jump start connector on, which is here, which Richard's got on his bike as well. So when we tour, if we need to jump start, we can literally plug into the end of that and go. No pissing about. So that's what that's all about. So don't stare at that. So next bit is here.
So normally there would be a screw in there.
Screw in there. So what you do then is you get your fingers under here and here.
Yeah.
And you just pop it off.
So a little bit forceful.
You heard it. You heard it creak there, because there's Velcro under there. Okay.
Did you stick the Velcro? Or was that come from BMW?
BMW. That's BMW special Velcro.
Held together by Velcro.
This is really easy. Fingers on there, thumb there, off. Behind there is a screw.
So just pull it out.
You want to see that, Rich?
Okay, and that's for the.
That's for this panel here. And again, that is attached. So be careful when you pull this, because you smack that into this. There we go, off.
And we've got Enduro clutch and brakes, haven't we?
I fitted my old ones off my 1250, because they actually do fit with a bit of grinding.
We took some 1250 short lever plates and it brings the biting point much further in, which I find much better.
I do as well.
I only knew that because my first bike was the Enduro package, which had the short BMW levers. and Maria didn't
Again.
like her clutch.
Catch hold of this. Okay, it's a bit of force involved. Fingers, thumb, pull. I agree with you totally. When I came round and you put the Enduro levers on, I was absolutely astounded by the way it felt and the way it rode. How is it possible BMW can design a brake lever that feels like shit?
Yeah. So my first 1300 had the short levers, and Maria was complaining about hers. I said, there's nothing wrong with them. And when I rode her bike, I said, oh, these are horrible. The biting point was all the way out.
Okay, so let's just put the ramp up. It's only silent because the compressor's off. I only want it up a bit. So we can get under here. Basically, you've got to get that out. That looks like a hex screw, torque screw, but it isn't.
So you need a body, whatever it's called.
So you need a trim removal tool, and just twist that pin out. Okay, like that. So again, this little shaft here, you catching this, Rich?
Yep.
This little shaft here, the screw, what looks like the screw head, actually comes that way. There isn't no need to screw it. It doesn't screw, it just pulls out. Okay,
Yep,
getting that?
see, yeah.
And there it is. That twists through. That pulls out. Back up. Okay, so now be very careful. Put your fingers at the top, pull it out, and come this way. Now I've got the Chigee cam on there already, so I'm going to show you now how to remove the front nose cone and what we actually do when we get in there. So what actually happens now when you undo this bar is this is free to fall. And you really don't want that falling down like that on your TFT. So take it, please. Figure a way of putting that to one side without it causing any damage.
Lift that. That's it.
And that comes under.
Right, so yeah, there's those and
Well, show them. So you look, there's just two clips at the bottom. So if that was in there and you just got your fingers under there and pull, great. Wind the screen back down and kill the bike. So firstly I want to remove my old nav cable.
And I rang the DMD.
To DMD. So you will have your nav cable coming through this exact route into this area here.
And if you look just there, there's the connector for the original BMW Navigator, which Nick's removed.
It's in the bin where it belongs until they sort their shit out, which I've said. How many times have I said until BMW Navigation sort their shit out? Quite a lot. And when have they ever done that? Nav 4, Nav 5, Nav 6, Nav 7 we're on now, aren't we? Well, communicator. Have they sorted their shit out? Don't think they have. So
I think the new one works. It's just
okay,
not as nice.
Okay.
Not as nice as CarPlay for many reasons.
If you'd spent £1,200 on Navigator, which you did, why did you buy the two Chiggies off me?
Because
they're better.
Better, and they've got dash cam, and we all like CarPlay.
Correct.
We
How
know
much
how to use CarPlay, and we can use TomTom,
which is the best navigation system around. Yep.
Yeah, on the road.
And why is that? Because TomTom just do navigation. They don't do anything else. I'm just pulling this cable out here, which is my old USB for my DMD. So that can go when somebody buys it off of Fleabay. When? So now we're in a state where we are basically ready. Get one of your Chigee crossbar mounts.
I was also impressed by the boxes they all cut. I know it's a minor point, but if you look at the big box that the actual unit comes in, it's like solid and well designed.
So what were you saying about the boxes?
Yeah, have you got a better way than me of opening the box? I have to hold it until the air slowly allows the bottom.
Well, Apple started that They called it the Great Unboxing when you stood there
and I
hang on,
wait till it
and
comes
wait till
down.
it pops
Yeah,
out.
like that.
And I think
And it takes
that
about 30
they
seconds.
clearly have employed the anticipation of what is going to come out of this box. Ooh, what is going to come out of this
I
box?
felt like drilling a hole in the top of
Yeah.
mine too.
But it is nice. It's packaged really well. There's foam at the top there. Someone's put a lot of thought into making these boxes. You are right. So there we go. Chiggy, 2 cameras. Put that to one side. Actually, just to pop this out here. The Chiggy comes with a ball joint on the back.
So you need to get that ball joint off with those screws there.
And remount on
The bar mount.
So that basically attaches in place of there. Simple as. Take this off, put that on. This is for the handlebar mount, but you want the ball mount. BMW 1200s, 1250s and 1300s all have a 12mm crossbar where the nav goes.
But the handlebar mount and everything comes in the box, doesn't it?
If you just want to mount it on the handlebar. When I took this out of the box, I just thought, wow, hello.
The quality,
The quality of this.
feels superb, doesn't it? Yeah.
A bit of carbon fibre fake stuff around there, but that's really, really well done. They've laser cut that. It's just like, okay. So when I first of all reviewed this in my own head without filming it, I put it on the bike and with an intention to take it off because I didn't know what I was getting in for. So I temporarily put it on there, hence what you're seeing now. So yeah, very surprised, very surprised. And this is made by bikers for bikers and tested by bikers for bikers. Have a look at the Chiggy video where they go. I don't know where they go, but they look like they go somewhere in out of Mongolia. You've got this mount on here. You've mounted it up, and your 3 wires for your Chiggy are going to come down this bar and exit down here. But what we're going to do is disattach the switch live, and we're going to connect it to the navigation cable, to the live. So we're going to use the switch live on the navigation cable, which we've got a connector for. You can get them on Fleabay for about £8.
But the positive and negative will go to the battery.
Correct.
But the switch will go into the nav.
So we're not.
So the unit knows when to turn on and off by using the live switch from the sat nav connector.
Correct.
But the power will be taken direct from the battery.
Because it needs permanent power.
From the back of the Chiggy, you've got three wires, is it? Yeah.
Yeah. So this is Chiggy out of the box. You have 3 wires. The main wire you want to concentrate on is your
Power. And on the other side, I assume that's the GPS wire.
It's GPS cable, yeah. So we're not splicing this. This is going to have to stay as is. The other 2 cables are for these cameras here, which that basically connects to those beautifully knurled nuts. This is the power cable. So this joins into the power. It's red on red. And then that winds onto there, which is absolutely lovely. That is totally watertight. So that is your power cable. So what you can do now is splice this. Find your yellow.
To explain, you've got red and black to go on the battery. The yellow is
Switch live.
a switch live, so it picks up when the ignition comes on and tells the unit when to turn on.
And your switch live is lurking in here.
From the original sat-nav connector, yeah?
Correct. So there's no questions of chopping into wiring looms, do anything silly, no BMW, oh, your warranty's expired because you've chopped into a loom or done something silly like that. You've actually connected into a BMW cable, and BMW actually do sell that connector, so they can't argue. Then the only other thing that you've got to connect is the positive and negative onto the battery with a small fuse. The fuse comes on the wire. So once you've connected your Chiggy to the mount here, the bar mount, the crossbar, the navigation, just call it a navigation bar, and you run your 3 cables with cable ties down here. So that's your 2 cameras and your positive and negative and your switch live. Come down around here, tucking them in this really nice little cranny here. You see that? What you've got to be very careful of here, ladies and gentlemen, is this moves up and down. If you're fouling this, you've got yourself a problem. So lift that up, pop it in, and then all your cables will become very, very neatly. There's room to maneuver them in there as well. So once they're past that little lip, you can just tuck them away. Can you film this, Rich, or not? So lift, like Richard just said. But all I'm showing you now is the routing for these cables. Now within this right hand trim cover, you can hide with cable ties the knurled 3 cameras. So your camera number 1 needs to basically tuck down, curl up in here, tuck down, come underneath and connect on the underside of the beak. When the beak goes back on, it's in the right position. Okay, so that's camera number 1. So the other 2 wires that are going to the back are power, which is the red cable here, and the camera at the back. So this is really easy. So basically, lift that up with your thumb and slide it under. So just get that under there, undo that bolt, move them over. I cable tied them there. You need to be careful because your seat mount sits in here, so that needs to come either side.
Yeah, because you could also put this wire underneath there, couldn't you, to come out here?
Yeah, but you don't have to. Have a look at the seat.
Okay.
Okay. These are the 2 what look like bobbins. You used to, on the old 1250, be able to take these off and change the height of the seat.
Yeah,
remember?
you did, yeah.
And that is, if it's coming down the middle, will sit in there.
So they go either side of it?
Either side of it.
All right.
Okay. So it's less aggro than taking all this off. All right. So then your rear camera basically follows along here. There's a lot of cable for the rear camera. Ball it all up, cable tie it in, come across to the back, tuck it round here, inside there.
And you found a little notch
There is a notch
at the back to take it through.
Excuse me. And it moves out of this notch. So just push it in like that. Then it will stay in this groove.
Seat goes on top, so a bit of tape on there. You're not going to see it, are
No,
you?
you're not. No, you're actually not. So seat in position. That there. And then it goes to the rear camera, and that camera is fixed on there with one of the supplied 3M pads. Make sure you clean up underneath there with alcohol wipe or alcohol spray before you stick the 3M. Okay, so all good. So there's one other connector which goes on to the power cable, and it is this one here, which is on the Chiggy system, which is that short one.
And that connects to the GPS receiver.
Yeah. I've routed it back down the fairing here and back up to here, and I've put it there temporarily. GPS receiver can actually mount here. Can you see that, Richard?
Yeah.
Okay, with a sticky pad. So hold your navigation bar with your Chiggy on it. Take this, slide it up. So you can actually see the screw holes, and then clip it in place. Bring this around and give me a bolt.
And you've got the wires coming down on the outside of the radar cover.
Yeah, but we're going to tidy those up. Another bolt. And then you'll see what your problems are going to be. And just put a cable tie around here, cable tie around there, and a small cable tie around here.
And then it goes underneath
And they go
the
underneath
ear.
here. Let me get the ear. Here is its ugly ear. And that, once that's screwed in, that's on. And just you could, if you really wanted to, just cable tie them. They don't move. Once they're on there, they don't really move. And this again needs to be under this trim here. Otherwise, your side panel won't go on. Okay, that's that. So that's tight, that's on. We're powered up. Let's put the beak back on. So part this so you don't scratch anything. And then pop these 2 little clips in. Now just feel my fingers, Rich. So these are tricky little suckers. They seem to bend, they seem to one-time use only. So you've got to manipulate that back into position before, so you can then get it through the hole. Another tip, pull the damn thing out, okay? Really squash this end down. Okay, so that's in, okay? And take the end bit and push it in. You heard it snap? So that is the preferred way. So basically disconnect them. You're then able to manipulate that down a little bit further. They're really weird. Why would they make them look like a screw when they're not actually a screw? And they expand in the middle. There you go, done. That's the beacon. End of story. So side panels, just mind you don't scratch it on the other panel. And then line them up. Bang, 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 bang.
Let's have a look while he's looking for the screwdriver. His chicken strips. He's got a little
chicken
bit,
strips, mate. Talking about bloody chicken strips. I had a moment the other day. It hasn't been put on YouTube, where one hit the mud bank. You saw the video, didn't you?
Yeah.
Was it good?
You're going to put it on YouTube?
No. It was one of those moments you have that you wish you'd never had, and you think, what the hell? My excuse to myself was I was on a skidoo all week, and skidoos don't lean. So I went into the bend and forgot to lean. So when I finally remembered to lean, I was a bit farther over on the road than I thought.
And it had nothing to do with the speed that you were going at the time?
No.
No, nothing at all.
Nothing, no. Anyway, you can find my screwdriver now if you like.
So, he's put the screwdriver down, can't find it. The sign of a true professional.
Well, there's so much crap in here. You have it last.
I don't know.
Right,
maybe you gave it to me.
is that your
What's
phone
it look
now?
like?
It's an electric one. It's red.
Red, is it, or green?
It's red. Here it is.
There it is, it's in the drawer. What are we doing now? Screwing that screw in there. Yeah,
Screw
I'll
it in
come.
there. Really easy. Just be careful when you undo these, because those brass receivers do actually come out, and it really pisses you.
Do you want me to pick that up for you, Nick?
Yeah, it really pisses you off because you think, oh, build quality. Why has that brass receiver come out? So these panels are all now on, covered in fingerprints. Bang on one of the ears. Take the ear like that. Go into the hole. This has got silicone spray on it, by the way, Rich. So it goes in really well. It doesn't bind. Be careful not to scratch anything here as you come round. And then basically, that is it. It's in. Done. Wind deflectors. Screen. Now, the screen can go on two different heights. There or there. So there's another set of holes further up. So if you're taller, you can actually put the screen up higher. Hot tip. Bet no one's read that in the manual. So get it in, get it going, and then your screen's not going to fall. Used as a nip up tool, so I will talk everything. So that's that. So come round here, Rich.
You got the panel, side panel to put on, but that's easy enough.
I'll bung those on later. So they are basically in like that. Little clip here. No Velcro on this one. And then a couple of screws. 2 screws. I'll do that later in a later date. So now we've got remote control. Okay, so we've got the remote for the Chiggy. It's an option. I actually wasn't going to have one on my bike because it works so well with the gloves. But really easy to fit. Comes on a little bracket. Unscrew that. So once you've got that on, go into Chiggy, settings, features, RC, go into pair.
Because you already paired.
I've already paired mine, so go into pair. Press any button on the remote and it pairs straight away. So back. That's going to shut down. So CarPlay, and then you basically can come around your unit. Can you see the highlighted sections changing? You're flicking through your apps. I want to select Kalimoto. I hit that. I've got Kalimoto. So the remote works. Really nice little position for it. But I'll figure that out. So I'm pretty pleased about that. So going back to the red and the white, the red and the red and the black, positive, negative wire. Connect them up to your battery down here. Unscrew the battery connectors, pop them on and torque them back up to the correct torque. So positive and negative, and then don't forget your switch live is going to be at the other end. All in all, I'm pretty pleased with the way the Chiggy goes together. I'm more than pleased with the way the Chiggy works. The navigation system is second to none. It's not like nothing we've used ever before. The proof's in the pudding, as we say in the UK. The proof's in the purchasing. Richard behind you has bought 2 of them, one for his GS for him, one for his wife. The build quality is superb and people are buying them. Go for it. Give me a call if you want to chat over it, or just go straight to lifeisaride.co.uk and order them. Thanks for watching. I hope this has been useful. But any questions on fitting, give me a call. Thanks for recording, Rich. Don't forget tyre pressure monitors. You can have them if you have got the 1200 and you haven't got monitoring on the 1200. I can't remember whether monitoring on the 1200 or any other bike. You can have tyre pressure monitors and that will show up on the screen. If you don't buy Chigee and you just want tyre pressure monitors, there you go. You can have both.